Yeah, I mean, my my daily endeavor was trying to figure out what do I eat tonight, which cool restaurant do I go to, and I also met a lot of people in the same community, of like, oh, there's like food, before foodie was a thing,
Yeah, man.
and I hate that term, but like,
But sorry,
it's a thing.
Yeah, it is, man.
and it's the
Sorry,
thing.
man.
The only reason why I don't like it is
Yeah,
because
please tell us
it's
why.
not like everyone says they're. Like, I hate when somebody goes, "Oh, you're right about food. I'm a foodie." I'm like, really? Like, show me your badge. Like, show me how much you truly love food.
Yo, watch out, man. Someone's gonna flash a foodie badge at
Yo,
you one
I don't.
day, man. I swear.
If you told me right now I'm a foodie, I wouldn't believe you. I'd be like, dude, I got bigger, whatever this. Now, if it was a couple years ago, I would have believed you.
Thank you. Yes, yeah, for
but
sure, yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that I think it became a hobby. It was this thing where I was truly passionate about. I spent most of my day, if I wasn't actually working, reading up on it, pursuing, whatever I could, whatever experiences I could from a culinary perspective. I was all about it.
So it was more than the clout chasing, essentially, at that time.
Well,
right?
yeah, because it wasn't cool.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't cool. It wasn't in at that time.
My coworkers, I would talk to them. I would be like, hey, there's this cool new restaurant, Beverly Hills, it just opened. I just read about it on LA Times food section. They'll be like, yo, I'm just gonna get Chipotle today again. I'm like, it's the 4th day you've gotten Chipotle this week. How many times can you have that crappy barbacoa thing? It's not even really barbacoa, And so I thought it was really funny that, thinking of even 11 years ago, 12 years ago, how restaurants and dining was very niche, and now I think restaurants and dining and chefs are very much a part of your cultural capital. Your badge, it's something you wear, something you show. Oh, I've been there. I know about that food. I've had that kind of food before. I know that chef.
Stripes,
blah blah
yeah.
blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's what gives you a bit of like cultural credibility in the same way I think music was maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Sure.
You'd be like, oh, I saw that band. I know that indie, whatever. Like I was there. I heard them before. I saw them live.
Been there, done that.
And that's still important, but like I think food has gotten close to that level of cultural relevance.
Definitely.
Definitely. Where you get like Chrissy Teigen, like people are like, what is she famous for? I mean, she was a supermodel, but like
now, what is she famous for?
She's famous now because she's a food personality.
Exactly. Didn't she come out with like a cookbook and stuff
she has,
too?
She
right?
has 2 cookbooks, and
there you go.
She got into this big Twitter spat with Allison Roman, a cookbook writer.
Really?
Oh yeah, like
I did not hear about that part.
It was a big controversy a couple of months ago. It seems so distant now, but like there was this cookbook author and recipe writer named Allison Roman, and she writes for the New York Times.
Okay.
And she basically like called out Chrissy Teigen and also Marie Kondo, for like selling out, And I was like, dude, you're a white woman. Like, how dare you call out these, two Asian women?
Exactly, essentially.
But it was this big controversy, and the big takeaway was like, look, don't ever criticize Chrissy Teigen and Marie Kondo. They're extremely beloved,
Exactly,
and
fan base.
You're never gonna win that on Twitter, Like they are the Twitter mafia. And I think Marie Kondo, by the way, probably didn't care. She was like,
she probably didn't even understand the tweet,
she
man.
was like, I'm gonna just go back to fixing this mess, So I think I love the food world. I love the food culture. I love being in it. Now that I'm in it, and I've skipped a lot of years, but I feel like I'm not working. I just sort of do what I would normally do, even if I was doing some more menial job. I would still be as interested and as passionate about the food world.
But it's not just a job to you, because I remember I heard you say multiple times like this is like when you're talking to a camera and you're eating, right? Essentially, right? Come on, man, it's the dream, man.
I mean, K-Town, the show came about because it's very interesting, and not many people know this backstory.
Please, if you.
What happened a couple of years ago was that I started working at Eater full time, but they still allowed me to pitch to other publications or whatnot. So what had happened was I had this idea. I was like, you know what, like Korean barbecue is a big deal.
Oh yeah, especially during that.
It's
time.
like a subculture.
Yeah.
Right. Especially all you can eat. Like it was a game, amongst Don't tell me how many times you went. You know, like it was like a thing. You go with your buddies.
You already know about
all you can eat.
Disgusting amount, yes.
Yeah, and it was a challenge. Like, how can I bankrupt this place? Right? It was like, how do I make them suffer? How do I make them fear me?
Oh, this is the real talk right here.
Right? And so I think, like, I think I wanted to document that. I wanted.